Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to Pro Cycling Manager 2019. This is Career Mode, episode number 55. Finishing up the Baloise Belgium Tour. And in order to prepare for La Vuelta, we've already signed up for a recon of a few stages. I might do another set, but there's not a lot of time between now and then. A lot of racing to do. And of course, we don't have a very large team, so it's really hard to leave riders out of races to go prepare for a race like this. So Ventoux on Fitness Peak right now. Of course, I was not expecting to be heading to La Vuelta. So at that same time, I don't actually have any current riders that are going to be by design set to have a Fitness Peak during that time frame. So it looks like Ventoux probably going to miss out as he's already on one now. Narvaez is among the favorites for the stage today and could ride for just about anyone, but it does depend on the time a bit. Narvaez is in 46th. What time that is, I don't know. Ventoux in a good position, and of course Philipsen leading the race. It's going to be hard for him to retain that in this one, but we'll do our best to protect him and get him there. It's not that it's massively punchy, this stage, but there's just so much undulation that I think it's going to have more to do with the mountain ratings today than the hills ratings. I think those on the hills are going to be struggling towards the end. If Narvaez is there, yeah, he could compete for the stage victory, but a lot of guys will be absent by then. Ventoux 22 seconds down, so that's kind of the benchmark right now. See where Narvaez is, because again, whatever time gaps we end up with today will be the final time gap. Stage 5 is another sprint stage, depending on how we're doing in the overall and competition-wise and where Colbrelli is. If Colbrelli loses a few minutes, then we'll bypass stage 5 because we will have a victory at hand. But if he stays in the group and doesn't lose time, Philipsen has just 7 seconds over him. That also depends on where Philipsen is at the end of this stage as well, whether he's still in contention, whether Ventoux has moved up the order or not. There's a lot of what ifs. Let's just get through this stage to find out what will happen, as opposed to the dozen different scenarios that we still have facing us going through this stage. This is the decisive stage in most of the what-if scenarios. As per usual for my career mode team, we are not built as a breakaway team. We are built as a here and now in the peloton, ride for the overall or ride for the stage type team. So nobody's heading into the break. We will do maximum protection, but deciding who, well, that'll take a minute. Somebody's not too happy with the breakaway, so the pace is quite high. Brian, yeah, we don't need him today, so let's go ahead and get him on protection of Ventoux duties. It's only one man away, but yet we are chasing him really hard. Who is that? Gilliman. Why are we chasing him? I'm not sure why he's getting any attention whatsoever, as Gadri finally makes it towards the front. Again, as a sprinter, not necessary, but we definitely ride for Philipsen. And there's Garrison finally making his way up here, and I think we ride for Narvaez as a just in case. Yeah.
A couple of teams have set themselves up as pacemakers for the pack. They obviously don't have anybody in the breakaway group.
Alright, quite a few riders off the front right now, and it's still battling. It's still keeping a lot of pace in the peloton itself, as everyone's struggling to figure out who it's going to be. 17 riders now off the front, and that's why I'm not sure why nobody wanted to let that one guy go. They wanted to get their own guys into the break apparently, but nobody was really trying at that time. So now 17, but as soon as they've established themselves as a group, they instantly attack each other because there's a lot of KOM points on offer today with 1,000,001 Cat 3, Cat 4 climbs. It might be one less than 1,000,000,000, or maybe a few more less than that, but that's a lot of categorized climbs today, albeit minor ones, just consistently hitting them again and again and again. You can see, feel-wise, I think we're only about 30 to 40k in, and yet everybody's already... Oh, really? Of all the people that could go down, both of my team leaders have crashed with each other. There's nobody else in that crash. It's just the two of them. Nope, there's two other riders. Wow, they were down for a long time. They are a full minute 40 seconds behind already, and they just went down. There was 3 other riders with them: Dunbar, Boyk, and Kosnefroy, who is in 3rd overall. Dunbar's in 4th overall. Boyk's in 11th, so those guys are... Oh, our group just lost contact here, but it looks like some Ineos riders are going to fix that. Oh, no. I just want the two of you.
There's a sustained rhythm at the moment. Some riders definitely
move forward. Get these guys back towards the front of the field. Looks like they're okay. No damage done. I do need water soon, but send somebody else back for that. And now that we are pretty much there, let's go with Brian, who's had a bit of a break lately. Phillipson, go ahead and sit up. Ventoux, there you go, right on the verge himself. Good. Godry needs to protect. Phillipson's in the overall and not as good of a climber, so we'll protect him first. Ventoux will be okay for a little bit, and then back here, Brian can't make his way through the crowd with the water. Can't make his way through the crowd with the water. There we go. Finally find some space. And we'll come forward rapidly near the top of this climb, but there's not much of a climb to it. It's just 3.3%. And now he needs to go back into protecting Ventoux. Now the bad news is the water came earlier than I would like or expect. If we were at 120k, I think we'd be okay, but with all this undulation and dropping that off at about 140, I'm probably going to need to get water 2 more times, not just once. We'll keep an eye on that, but you can see Brian's already down to half a bottle, as they all are, at 110. So yeah, they're going through it pretty quick. A lot of attacking because of all these sprint points over and over again. Breakaway's down to 16 riders. They lost 1, but they have a 4-minute lead. And we're not seeing much damage in the peloton yet, but you can see like Brian's a little bit tired at this point, and now there's a little bit of pace coming in. Let's speed it up just a little bit. I don't want to speed it up too much, but we gotta make sure guys don't get dropped down. This is a very skinny road through here. Heavily populated hill, this is.
Not to everybody's liking. The peloton has significantly increased its speed. Oh, the pace is too hot for certain riders.
At the moment, we are seeing splits, but I would think it's coming back together. There it is, back together. Nope, wrong. There. But first, since you're at the back, grab water. Brian, it's about time. and you've got a little bit of a gap before that next little Category 4 climb. But it would help if you get the water sooner rather than later. That took a while. Make his way back up through the field.
That's more than 2 minutes separating them.
And we're coming up on that climb, and he is only halfway through the field, so hopefully Brian survives this climb so that he can get the water to them on this plateau at the top, but he is not going to make it. Miguel Brian is going to be done here. We need to send Garrison back for water, and we're going to say goodbye, Miguel Brian. And this is what I'm worried about with this stage, is this relentless climbing all day long. Let's bring it on down. We can't see through the forest right now. Garrison has water, is making his way back to the front. It looks like he will make it back, and in fact he should easily do so, because we've got a downhill section coming, so he'll get a chance to recover a little bit.
This is the last third of the race. The team leaders have their minds fixed on today's goal.
And there you go. Okay, everybody in the peloton has water. We still have 5 categorized climbs to do, but there's a lot of uncategorized short, steep climbs. This one was only 1 kilometers in length, and we already hit the top, but then we continued to climb after. Was that the finish? I don't look like it, but the profile didn't seem to match. Oh, Godry got dropped. Goodbye, sir. Didn't see that happening. Alright, well, we're down to 5, and we need to reappropriate who's going to do what for who. We're going to go like this and like this, because we ride for Philipson and Evenepoel first and foremost. Narvaez will be an afterthought. We're not as worried about the stage. We're riding for the GC, and those guys are in a better position. Yeah, Narvaez is 2:23 behind, so. And here we go. Garrison going backwards. So Narvaez, you're going to take over. Garrison, we're going to go auto, and we'll watch as you slide out the back of the ever-shrinking peloton, which now has 41 riders. And still 41. These guys regaining contact temporarily. They're not gone yet. Ooms is starting to fade now. We've dropped just 1 rider. A lot of tired guys just hanging on, but this next climb, this Category 3, will definitely see a group out the back, and I'm guessing it's about 10 of these guys. Though Garrison has recovered slightly, but it's going to be pretty steep, 1.5K to the top.
The entente in the escape group is far from cordial. There are a couple of riders who want to
It's recovered better than I thought. We're down to 1K. Ooh, big crowd through here. There's a few guys going back, and here comes Ooms and Garrison, both sliding out the back. There you go. And Ooms. Garrison. Okay, down to 3 with 34K to go. Now here's the tricky part. Do we ride for Philipson or Evenepoel? Or some sort of combination? Let's do the combination.
Falling behind. A team leader is falling behind.
I'm going to put Philipson on the back, and then we'll put Narvaez up front. He'll do the work. Pull these guys along. It still works like protection, or at least similarly. But it's not a perfect... actually, let's do it this way. You're going to just stay put, and you're going to protect. There we go. So Philipson following will get slight protection with Evenepoel in front of him, and Narvaez will essentially be protecting both riders. Not a perfect science, but it does work relatively well. So here's what's left. 2 more climbs. This next one is the bigger, steeper of the 2, but it's not as bad as the climb we just did that dropped Garrison. We are 2 minutes behind the front of the field, though, so the breakaway is actually hanging on And there's just 25 riders here. I'm tempted to make a move, maybe in the final. We'll save it for the final climb, even though this is the better one to make a move on. That's still a long ways out. We've got 21k to go. We're going to reel in some more of the breakaway riders, and their gap is definitely coming down.
And some riders are exploiting this opportunity to attack.
Just 3 riders left away. But the gap, minute 40, is going to be hard to get. But those guys are all looking quite tired. Oh, there's 4 riders still away. I thought one of them was pulled in. He was not. They just split off from one another for a little bit. 16k to go. Less than a minute now to those 4. They've come back together. Little descent coming up. It's going to be hard to catch them over that time. It's a small enough gap that they'll probably be caught before the finish. Philipson's good. Evenepoel's good. Narvaez hanging in there. I'm going to use his gel now. And we're going to switch this from protect to a lead out just before. But we've got 3.8k to go. I don't want to go too soon. We're down to 3k. It's a small climb. Probably less than a kilometer, so we want to be out front. Start moving at about 1.5 to go to the top. Okay, let's switch it now. Relax. Follow. Yes, I like an 86. That's good. That's going to get us to the front. Philipson's already there. Okay, 1k to go to the summit. Start pushing.
This climb is feared by many riders. The percentages are very high.
Still have a little bit of climbing to do after that. Looks like we're about to catch Jesus Herrada and Fliegen. Van den Dart and Joyce are still away. And now with 4.5k to go, these guys are ready to go and in a prime position to maybe do something in the last little bit of this stage. Narvaez really giving us a solid lead out. Breakaway group is caught. Thanks to Narvaez, we're going to go 99. 1.9k. Venepoel. Narvaez, just stay in position as best you can. He's got just a little bit of energy. 900 meters. Venepoel giving his sprint. Philipson's going to give his sprint. Philipson's got a real shot to take the stage, but he's got Sonny Colbrelli next to him. I think Philipson's got it. Colbrelli sat up right before the end. We saved the timing, and Philipson takes the win. Colbrelli second. Venepoel fifth. That was unexpected. I really did not think that Colbrelli would be there. I thought it was way too much for him. With only 21 riders left, he is not a punchy guy. He's not a mountain guy. Terrible in the mountains. So, very surprised that Colbrelli was still around right there at the end. And Philipson waits to go to just the right moment. And then Colbrelli in the final meters sits up. And Philipson reclaims the front position and takes the win. Narvaez, meanwhile, takes 23rd, so he was dropped by the group, but that's okay. He did his job. Venepoel and Philipson get to the end, keeping their positions intact, and Philipson should be the race winner now. Does he have a 10-second lead? I think he does after that. He's going to pick up 4 seconds, which will put him 11 seconds clear of Sonny Colbrelli, which means Colbrelli could win that next stage. Philipson miss out on the podium, and Philipson wins by 1 second. If that's the case, then we'll quick sim. And I'll accept whatever that last stage brings. But then again, there's also going to be a points classification. I'd like to take that as well, so we'll have to see if that's secure. There it is, 11 seconds. So yes, I was right on that, and we are cleared. Of course, there are sprint points with seconds available. Ventoux moves up to 11th, 32 seconds behind, but a lot of the top contenders, you can see the time gap really is just to these top 12. Everybody else who was in that finished group lost out. Ventoux was kind of the one who was a little ways behind. And we're only 10 points clear of Colbrelli, meaning we're not safe. You're not safe by any means. So I think I do need to play out that last stage just to make sure we get the points classification. We've got the overall. He's not going to take that off her back. But if he wins the stage and we finish far enough back, yeah, points classification would be lost. And in terms of far enough back, right, he's got 65, we have 75, 25 for the win is going to give him 90. We need 15 points. That already is, what, third place? Third is 15? Because he's been second in pretty much every stage. So, yeah, if we need third or better, unfortunately, I can't quick sim this. I'm going to have to stick with it so that we can get our 1-1-1 for Philipson. There's a gap opening right in front of us right here. These guys are starting to lose the wheel. De Klerk losing the wheel. So I was going to wait about 2 more kilometers to set up our sprint chain. But before things get ugly and we fall back and can't cover it, I figured we better get everyone ready and start moving. So now it's 100% for Philipson. Ventoux in 11th. And not a good sprinter, but he's good flat. We'll give him a turn at the front, but then we'll move him to the back behind Philipson and make sure he gets to the end. But I'm okay using him now. It's okay if he does end up getting dropped. Now, Gaudry should be our third guy, but Gaudry's awful today, and Ooms is looking fantastic in his form. So we'll switch those guys up, and then we'll use pull there. Fayas and Garrison. You gotta go, buddy. You gotta go. Right hard. No gap. There we go. Gap's already closed. But either way, we still need to get to the front because the pace is really picking up. You got a lot of teams, a lot of sprint trains already moving. And you can see do kind of quick step themselves. Pretty much attacking off front. 3 riders left in the break, but they are right there, right ahead of us. Garrison making his way to the front, doing a little damage to just about everybody behind us as we go under the 10K banner, approaching the end of this race. Get Narvaez ready. It's going to be his turn pretty soon. Garrison, let's speed up a little bit. 8.8K. Let's get ourselves out front, start putting that pressure on everyone behind us. And Garrison is red bar done, but not yellow bar done. That's going to allow everyone to come back at us a little bit. Garrison tried to jump onto the back. Narvaez, there we go. His gel kicks in. 6K. Let's use everyone's gel. And at that point, we need to go 99. I mean, there's no reason to do anything less than 99 right now, as we're already down to 4K to go, and Narvaez is still going. All right, Ventoux, here we go. His turn. He's got a great flat rating, so right now he should be putting in some pretty good speed, and could be, should be. However, we're into sprint mode, so Gaudry, sprint.
There we go. The sprint is on.
Oh, Ooms lost his wheel. Come on, Ooms. 1.8. It's your turn. Go. Go, 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 go. We're going to keep Gaudry going because he's out front. Ooms, that was really good turn of pace. Brian, 1.2K to go. I don't see Philipson on your wheel. Philipson caught behind. Really caught behind. We're going to get him going. 900 meters now. Everybody sprint. Thank you. Where is everybody else? There's a Ventoux right there. Garrison. Okay. We are way too far behind, though. So this is really good. We got 3 guys out front. And that's Soup, not Colbrelli. Merlier, Gessner, Bonifazio, Nassen, Wouter. Wouters won't be easy to beat. Gessner won't be easy. I don't know about Soup. Yeah, he's not that fast. But we are long ways behind. But the real threat, nowhere to be seen. So, Philipsen, got a +2 to your sprint and acceleration. Let's see how quick you can make it. Gaudry's already dropping back, but there's a pretty big gap there, but I think the left side of the road is still a quick way to go. Ooms and Brian are not losing pace too quickly. Brian could go on and win this stage here. Or Philipsen. Philipsen for another one with Brian in second place. And Ooms for the 1, 2, 3. Oh my goodness. I haven't done that since normal difficulty. Normal difficulty, that's not hard to do. Colbrelli came out of nowhere to get 5th. So a lot of guys went just way too early. Philipsen went at the right time, but was way off the wheel. Right? If he was actually on the wheel, if he was riding Brian's wheel and hadn't dropped it, hadn't lost 3 bike lengths, he would have won that race easily. But somehow we take a 1, 2, 3, and Philipsen still wins. Man, he's got some pace. Oh, love it. Well, that takes care of that points classification and the GC and another stage, plus a 1, 2, 3 little bonus. I'd say add insult to injury, but as far as I know, nobody was injured in the race, at least. $21 in the end with another 10-second bonus. Ventoux stays 11th. We win the points classification with exactly 100 points. Bernal still leading the Dauphiné after winning another stage. Geraint Thomas takes second in that one. And there's our reservation. We're going to send these 5 riders to reconnoiter those 3 stages of La Vuelta. First time we've actually spent some money to do something like that. And Schachmann takes the stage 1 lead at the Tour de Suisse. That's still only June, so we actually have a good month and a half until La Vuelta. Plenty of time to prepare for it. Alright, so weird things happened here, and I don't think this is going to go terribly well, and it does not. So, Felci went to get water. He was in the main group. We were doing just fine as we went just about to the top here. And as he went back to get water, there was a split over the top. Cassert among those who were dropped. And the group, they're right here, but Felci has not been able to regain contact, but he's right there. So I'm going to try to do something with him here where he's going to, I don't know, sprint? Cover the gap himself? Can you do that? Can you do that for me? There we go, and he does. He regains contact, but the whole group regains contact as the other guys kind of followed with him. So Felci will try to bring him back up a little bit. Meanwhile, the rest of the group never got the water that they needed, and Felci's going to need to be that guy again, so I guess I'll just stay put for a little bit, and then as we approach the top here, I'll have to send him back for water and just hope that he doesn't get dropped again. Cassert going backwards, and he is out the back. Felci has gotten water. No splits right now, but he's not moving forward. He's still going backwards. And McNulty has crashed. There he is. All alone. All alone he is. And that's not good because he is one of our top support climbers. 77 today in the mountains. And he is down for the count. We're going to see if Cassert can wait for him. Oh, I never knew that button existed, but thank you so much. There we go. Okay, so McNulty, we're going to ride 94. He's going to try to protect you. Actually, why don't we do it this way? You're going to ride as fast as you can, and those guys are pulling away from us, aren't they? Oh, there's the field right there. But if he can get us close, McNulty might be able to make it back up there. All right, Cassart's done. You're going to have to go give a little sprint, can you? Yeah, this has not been a good day for us for Felchi or for McNulty. Cassart, normal, typical stuff for him, but McNulty, there's a little uphill section. He's about to make contact as a few riders go down, but
The lead over the pack is dwindling. A couple of teams have set themselves up as pacemakers for the pack. They obviously
right at the edge, but the peloton is cracking apart, so we're just passing riders who are being dropped as opposed to actually making contact with the back of the group. And meanwhile, he's down to some just low-level yellow bar. I don't think McNulty's going to regain contact. I think I'm going to have to just set him to auto and say goodbye because he's not going to be any use anyway. So now all of a sudden we're down to 5 riders. One of them already faded, so we're really down to 4 riders, and this is completely opposite of what I was expecting for this race and destroys the plan that I had, which I'll go over in a second. So I was thinking of trying something new today. Obviously, there's 2 main tactics for handling a climb. One, you go sprint train style, which is dangerous but can be very effective when it works. Or you just protect riders. Now, the only time that you ever want to use the sprint train style is when you have a dominant team where a lot of the riders are climbers. As Felchi goes back, there you go. Saw that one coming. McNulty is 2 minutes down, so he's lost time since we set him to auto. Daniel's fading, so he's going to be out. Garfield's fading, so he's going to be out. And now it's just Mather to protect Ventoux. And everybody got water except Ventoux. Right. 68 riders left in the peloton. Here's the thing. Ventoux, the favorite for this race. Yeah. And look at this. +5 race day condition. He is an 83 in 80. He has a decent sprint today. Stamina of a horse. And resistance of epic proportions. He's got an 85. He should win this race even without any support. But here comes the first acceleration. Calmejean and Roland. I'm thinking I should just go with these guys, otherwise they might go off and win this thing. So let's... I'll leave Mather here. And there we go. Front group of 3. Front group of 4. Front group of 2. He will work with me. Meanwhile, peloton just split in half. Mather's done. Ventoux, he's been caught. 19 riders now. 18 riders. Still 11k to go. This, by the way, as Calmejean tries to attack again. This is one of my favorite challenges. It's Mont Ventoux. It's the queen stage of the Tour de France, so I really enjoyed doing this one. As you know, you get to go against the best. We're gonna attack again. They pursue, and we pull them back. Now it's just 11.
There's now just 10 kilometers left.
Now 8 riders. He attacks again.
Attack by Lilian Calmejean.
Now I think next time I might just go increased effort. None of us are working together. We're now considered a form of break, as it's down to just 8 riders.
The riders are going through a very tough portion with percentages
8.7 kilometers to go. I think I could outride these guys just riding tempo, but I don't want to go too soon and put too much pressure. I'll sit. I'm actually recovering, and I doubt that any of them are, but the pace is quite low. We're still pulling away from those behind us, slightly.
Watch out! A team leader is falling behind.
Let's put a little pressure on. Kalmajan trying to attack again.
Attack by Lilian Kalmajan.
Just being patient here. We're down to 7. I'm going to keep the pressure up now. 6K to go. 5 riders. And 1 rider. Slow down. Still 5K to go. 27-second gap. 38-second gap. 4.5 kilometers to go. Use our gel. 50-second gap. We've pulled away. And we gotta make sure we get there. We're right at 68 for now. Going 18 kilometers an hour, and the gap is opening. 3.5K to go. We want to make sure we conserve energy. Lambrecht. Bjork Lambrecht, big fan favorite. Maybe they added some code in, though he was actually removed from the game, but we already started the series. That is the late, great Bjork Lambrecht. 1.8K to go, but we are running low on energy, but we are 2.5 minutes clear. 2:45. 700 meters. We are going to win this thing. Gap's shrinking, though.
There we go. The sprint is on. The riders are setting themselves up.
Evenepoel for the win. Down to second place. It's Conchi, Nicola Conchi. He's one of my targets for next season. Finishes 2 minutes 40 seconds behind. Barguil, Kalmajan, O'Connor, Connor Swift, Tony Gallopin, Hamilton. Hamilton's another target. It's already been 6 minutes since we crossed the line. Before we see the first Ineos rider. That's right. Still not to 20, so we're still getting slowed down. There's Lambrecht, finishing 19th. He is a puncher, not a climber, though. Was, I suppose I should say. Cassert's a half hour behind. Has not finished yet. There he goes. He finally finished. 133rd. Right near the back.
And here are a few of the key moments.
Solo to the top. You know, there actually are hotkeys for celebrations. I never use them. That would have been a good time to use one, though. 2.5 minutes, almost 3 minutes to third place. That's really healthy gaps. Look at that, 650 to Bahrain in 14th as a team. That does enough to get us to 4th place. But of course, the unfortunate part of McNulty and Felchi. Imagine what would happen if those two hadn't been a non-factor. If they were there to contribute, how much could we have won by? Well, for one thing, it would have been their energy that we were using up to chase Kalmajan down, and not Evenepoel. And Evenepoel would have been able to ride away a lot further at the end, I would imagine. Okay, objectives, fitness peaks, prize money. That should be a good one. We won it. Yeah, 32,000. Quintana into the race lead. Haven't seen his name at the top of the sheets for a while. So we've got Slovenia coming up, and then team time trials. So I'll bypass Slovenia, nothing doing for that one, but we'll go straight into the national championships next. So next time out, we'll be into the national championships, and that's right at the end of the month. So depending on how far we get through that, we'll be then heading into another dossier period at the turn of the month, and then road championships, which I believe are after the first, but maybe not. Could be wrong. Could check on that, but never mind. That was a big win for Ventoux. What does that do for his ranking? Continental back into the lead. Oh, is Philipsen. Ventoux actually slipped to third. And Masnada. It's Kalmajan. Oh, well, looky. Kalmajan slips to fourth. Ventoux stays third. Philipsen goes from second to first. Kalmajan goes from first to fourth. And Masnada goes from fourth to second. Talk about musical chairs all over the place. Ventoux 5 points clear of Kalmajan. And Philipsen with a big points haul in that last race, the Baloise Belgium Tour. Super Prestige. Philipsen second against the big boys. Ventoux 14th. He's still looking pretty good. In terms of wins, there's a reason why Philipsen is ranked as high as he is. He has 16 victories. Ventoux, meanwhile, that was just his third. He's in or about a lot of races, GC contending-wise, but that's just his third victory, so that felt good to get that one. World Tour, we're down to 10th. Big points out there, and we're not getting them. We're missing a lot of races. It's been a busy season. We've only had a couple of invites, so we are going down. But with Continental, back on top. Big points there, so we jump back up the order. And we are third in the Super Prestige. Again, a lot of World Tour races right now happening, so I think we are going to finally slip down the order ways. But still, I mean, come on now. 4,000 points in the middle of June. We've already outscored all of last season. We have 21 victories. Good for fourth place. Having a really good year. I like it. That's going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button. Have a happy holidays, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.